Welcome back. You're still live. Now, award-winning producer, artist and music director Zadok comes alive with the second installment release of his Perspective series called Perspective Red. The newly released EP includes a single titled Too Easy as a lead track where he features the likes of AKA Nigerian star Airboy and Bali. Well, Zadok joins us now in studio to take us through his journey of making music and the making of this project. Zadok, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Let's start with you giving us a bit of description into who Zadok is and when did the music bug bite?
All right, so I'm a creative, ultimately, bottom line. That's what I am. I'm creative in whatever avenue I find, be it music, be it business strategy, be it marketing, whatever. I'm just able to be creative and apply myself creatively. I've been doing music. I started playing in church from the age of 4 or 5. Then I was playing there publicly since that time. And then I officially took the job seriously, I think when I was around 20 or 21 or something like that. That's when I officially decided to make it a thing and actually go into the industry.
And how's the industry been treating you so far?
I'm not going to lie, it's been interesting, but I've had a great ride. I've had a great time. I've been fortunate enough to do quite a lot of huge events and huge things, you know. So I'm very excited about my journey in the industry right now. Yeah.
I want to talk about what we're just about chatting to about Perspective Red.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that EP.
So I had a couple of things happen to me in my personal life over the past couple of years. And in relationships, one of the biggest lessons that you can ever learn as a person is that you need to have a semblance of perspective. You need to understand your side of things and understand where the other person is coming from. And that's where you guys can meet each other in the middle. So that's where the project came from. The inspiration for the project came from that, and then obviously more experiences in life kind of just built that whole thing. And then I was like, okay, cool, I want to express it in my music, but I want to express different parts of it. So the first part was Perspective Blue, which was more of me dealing with like a lot of personal issues.
Yeah.
I was feeling blue, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and
everything
then I
was
felt like,
blue.
yeah. So I was like, let me go in that direction. And then Red was more me coming alive. A lot of my winning has started happening in my career. I've been doing like a lot of big events. Gotten the opportunity to direct like One Night with Java. I got to direct AKA Orchestra at Tewini. So I've been fortunate to do such things, and I've been celebrating my wins. So that's where it's my life journey, basically. You know. I have one more installment that I'm loading with.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that for now. But yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about the music on there.
Yes.
How would you describe the music on Red?
So music is very, if you're South African, it's very self-reflective in terms of what's happening in the country musically. I'm a producer, so I naturally just absorb what happens in the atmosphere, you know. So I kind of like did that. I'm involved in some of the piano circles. I've been working a lot with some piano guys, as well as Afrobeat and Afropop as well. So I just kind of took all of those influences and said, how would I imagine this? How would I express this? You know, what is Zadok's connotation or understanding of this music around me? That's how I am. I've always done that. That's how I got to work in the industry. It's just by being me and expressing myself that way.
Let's talk about the lead single, Too Easy.
Yes.
How did that come about?
That was a very interesting story. So I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the first ever lockdown that we had in 2020. We all knew it was 21 days. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go book myself off somewhere and then spend like 21 days and just recalibrate on life and then just work on music. And then Too Easy was one of the songs that I made there with my friend Bali, another producer, EXT Sound. He's amazing. And then the Nigerian artist Airboy was in the country at the time. And he was like just jumping on whatever songs. He has songs like with Vocalistic, Manu Wolstar, etc. He was working with a lot of people at the time. And then he heard the song, like, yo, I'd like to jump on this. And I was like, hey man, listen, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Then the AKA feature, how that came about was just literally just purely relationship. Him and I communicate. We work together already. So it was just a thing of, hey, he was like, boy, what you working on? Played him what I'm working on. He's like, we can do something, it's real.
Yeah.
It's real. Then we did it. And we worked on it, yeah.
You know, we should have spoken about this right at the beginning. The name.
Yes.
Zadok. How did that come about?
It's very interesting. So I always knew that I was musically gifted. I always knew that I had a talent. But I didn't have the unction or like the knowledge that I should be doing it, you know. And I'm a very unction-driven person. If I'm not sure that this is my purpose, I won't do it until I'm like 100% certain that this is where I'm meant to be. So I like I read it somewhere, the name, and then I wrote it down. I was like, if ever I do something creative, this is who I am.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
It just jumped out at me, and I was like, that's me. And then eventually, like I said, I decided to actually take the leap of faith. And then when I did that, I was like, okay, I'm Zadok from here on out. And that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. In comparison to Blue, how different is Red to Blue?
Sonically, it's very different. Blue is very R&B and soul, with a bit of sharp influences here and there, but it's very R&B. Red is much more Afrobeat, has a lot more amapiano influences, and it's just generally what the continent considers Afropop, not what we call Afropop. Because our version of Afropop is a very different thing from what the rest of the continent knows as Afropop. But yeah, it's those three sounds that I have on this project, and then that one is just very R&B, because I was in my head at that time. Yeah.
And you know, how difficult is it to get out of your head? You know, and put the project out there. It sounds good.
Yes.
You know, you have people that say, well, it actually sounds good, but for you to put what is in your head out there.
It's a process, and it's basically having a level of self-awareness to recognize when the song is done and when you're just overdoing it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm a producer, and every producer that makes music will tell you, hey, you know, there's a point where you just want to keep changing things. You always just want to keep at it, but you need to let go at some point and say, okay, cool, you know what? It's done. Because there's no song that's 100% finished, ever, in life. if any honest artist will speak, they'll let you know that there's no song that's ever 100% done. You always feel you can do this, you can change that note or change that. So it's just the point of like recognizing, okay, cool, I'm okay with this being heard by the world.
Yeah.
There's quite a few songs that didn't even make the project, you know, where I was just like, oh, you know, no. It's a good song, but it doesn't adequately represent me right now.
At that time?
Yes.
What lessons came with working on this project?
Yeah, the art of letting go, eh?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a producer, like I said, and I'm very used to being hands-on. So, like, even with a song like Too Easy, to let someone else make the beat, to let a Tejo AMG, shout out to him, he's a Questa's guitarist, he jumped on as well. To just say, okay, cool, you guys do what you need to do, and then I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
That was a journey for me, because I'm not a control freak, but I like to run the thing, you know, run the show.
A control freak will never admit to being a control freak.
Yes.
Zadok, thank you so much for talking to us. One more performance from you. Thank you so much. Award-winning producer, artist, and music director Zadok. You've been talking about his newly released EP titled Perspective Red. There was a Blue before this. All right, Sports with Sims. Stay with us.
Legends never die. Promise I'll save the day if you rock with me.